Welcome back to another episode of Positive Solutions for Life. I'm your host, Peggy Meyer, and today we're exploring a life-changing way to think about something we all experience, but rarely stop to question, and that is time. We all talk about time, how fast it's going, how we don't have enough of it, how we wish we could turn it back. But what if I told you that time isn't something that happens to you? It's actually a tool you can learn to use intentionally. That's the core message of the book, Time is a Tool by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson. And in today's episode, I'm going to walk you through the key ideas on how to use time to your advantage, challenge you to see how you are using or viewing your time, and how to get the most out of your time to create a more meaningful, purpose-driven life. So first, let's talk about how we all think about time. We often think of time as linear. The past is behind us, the future is ahead of us, and we're just moving through the present. But Dr. Hardy and Blake Erickson invite us to think differently. Time isn't outside of you. Your past and your future both exist inside you. You are shaping how you experience your life right now in the present by how you think about your past, your present, and your future. Most people live from their past. They think, this is how I've always been. This is how I've always done it. But that's living life on replay. When you live only from your past, you repeat old patterns, habits, and stories. You are living your past in the present. Your past isn't a fixed story, it's a draft that you can rewrite. It's the same with your future. Your future is a draft. Your future filters your present. Your future is not some faraway dream. It's the lens you can look through to make decisions today. When you begin to operate or live from your future, not toward it, you begin to shape your present intentionally. Everything changes. Instead of saying, someday I'm going to be that person, you start asking, what would my future self do right now? What decisions would the version of me who's already achieved this goal make? So now let's talk about how we experience time, because not all time is created equal. We're going to discuss the difference between slow time and fast time, deep time and shallow time, and how time promotes you or exposes you. So first, slow time versus fast time. Often we think of slow time as time that seems to drag on. When we're bored, we're not interested in something, we're impatient, we're anxious, or we're worried about something, time seems to go so slow. And when we think of time going by fast, it's because we're busy. We get up, we go to work, we come home, we go to bed, we wake up, we repeat the same thing. Or maybe it's fast because we get lost in doing something that grabs our attention. Think of like scrolling on social media or watching TV. Times when you've said, I'm not exactly sure where the time went. Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson challenge readers to think a little bit differently about slow and fast time. Think of it in terms of distance traveled, not duration. They define slow time as the distance you've traveled, the progress you have made when you learn and apply something that transforms you. Think of an aha moment or when that moment when the light bulb goes off, right? How you have grown or gotten better because of it. They also say that slow time reflects your quality of time. Using your time to learn, to grow, to make memories, that's slow time. And they define fast time as living on autopilot, doing the same things over and over again, not learning, not growing, just going through the motions, not challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone. So every day seems like the same. And so nothing really stands out as far as like where you've gone in that time frame. So for example, If two people have a goal to become a millionaire, and one person takes 1 year to reach that goal, and the other person takes 20 years to become a millionaire, the person that achieved millionaire status in 1 year slowed time. They grew more or learned more in that 1 year. They have traveled a greater distance from where they were as a person to where they are now 1 year later. And so then the other person that took 20 years to do the same, they didn't grow much. They did the same thing over and over again. So the person that achieved millionaire status in 1 year, they left more years ahead of them to live a higher quality of life, to make a bigger impact on the world, to learn and grow even more. So the faster you achieve your goal, the more distance you will have traveled in a shorter amount of time, leaving more time to achieve even bigger goals. That is slowing time down, according to Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson. When you're intentional, you're learning, creating, and challenging yourself, time slows down and your life, it expands. But when you're avoiding, numbing, or distracted, time speeds up and years can easily slip by unnoticed. So ask yourself, how much of your time is slow time versus fast time? So, related to this concept of slow time and fast time is deep time and shallow time. The authors say that deep time is when you're fully alive, you're learning, you're creating, you're growing, you're expanding your potential. It's the time that transforms you. Deep time slows time. You are challenging yourself. You are covering a lot of different distance as you become more mindful, thoughtful, and present to what truly matters to you. Versus shallow time. That's when you're distracted, you're scrolling, you're stuck on autopilot. It's when you're just repeating the same experiences over and over. It's that 1 year of experience repeated 20 times, like in that example of the person becoming a millionaire in 20 years. They did the same thing over and over again for 20 years, and they eventually became a millionaire. But it took a long period of time, a long duration of time in which it was just fast because um, they weren't growing, they weren't learning, they weren't challenging themselves. So deep time is slow time and shallow time is fast time. So here's a question for you. How much of your time right now is living in deep time? And how much is in shallow time? And then this brings up the next topic. Time will either promote you or expose you. Over time, your choices are revealed. Think about it. Your current habits, routines, and choices don't always show their results right away. Skipping a workout doesn't make a difference today, but over months or years, it will definitely make a difference. Avoiding tough conversations doesn't hurt today, but it erodes trust and connection over time. Eating a donut or two every day, maybe with a bottle or two of pop, might not affect you today. But what will your health be like 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now? Will this small daily habit promote your health, make you healthier, or expose the consequences? Expose weight gain, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, gut issues? What will it expose? Eventually, time reveals our habits, our behaviors. Time will promote you or expose you. So if you want time to promote you, to reward you, be consistent with the things that align with your future self. Because what you're doing today is an investment in who you're becoming in the future, your future self. Now let's switch gears and talk about 4 ways the authors name to start using time as your most powerful tool. The first one, operate from your goal. Don't work towards your goal, work from it. Live your future self now. Have a clear vision of where you're going. See yourself as already achieving your goal, being your future self. When you think, act, and make decisions from your desired outcome, your future, You align your present actions with your vision. It's like stepping into your future now. So think about the difference between someone training to be a college tennis player versus someone training to be a professional college player, professional tennis player. The habits, the mindset, and the daily routines are completely different, even though they're both playing tennis. The professional operates from their future goal. They make decisions today based on who they've decided to become. That's the secret. Decide who your future self is and then start acting like that person now. Your future then becomes the filter for your present. It determines who you spend time with, how you spend your energy, what you do, and what you say yes or no to. That's where transformation begins. When you start operating from your goal, from your future, not towards it, that's when time starts working for you, not against you. So ask yourself, what is your goal? What is one thing you can do right now to get you closer to that goal? The second way the author's name to start using time as a tool is to use deadlines as a catalyst. Deadlines often get a bad reputation. We think of them as stressful or restrictive, but in reality, deadlines are tools for momentum and focus. Deadlines aren't there to stress you out. They're there to create urgency. If you give yourself all week to do something, it'll take all week. Done that. And it does. Time, if you give it so much time, it's going to take that time. But if you give yourself an hour, you're going to figure out a way to get it done in an hour. So set bold, even extreme deadlines. Something that really, really challenges you, get you out of your comfort zone so you can accelerate your growth and pull your future into the present. Extreme deadlines force you to be clear on what that vision is, forces you to get focused, and it forces you to get creative in how you're going to figure out how to get it done in the shorter amount of time. When you raise your goal and shorten your timeline, you also raise the floor. They talk about, Dr. Benjamin Hardy talks about the floor. Your floor is your standards. So when you raise your goal, you also raise your floor. You raise your standards. You naturally say no to things that don't align with your new floor. So for example, if you want to lose 10 pounds and reduce your blood sugar, eating a donut and drinking pop is going to fall below your floor. This is not going to help you reach your health goal. It's going to fall below your standards of health and what you do. So challenge yourself. What is one goal you can move up? What's one thing you can commit to doing sooner? Say you said you wanted to do this by, the end of the year. Why can't you do it at the end of the week, at the end of the month? Something that would create more urgency and stretch you to take action now. The third way to start using your time as a tool is to duplicate your time. What if you could make your time work for you, even when you're not working? To duplicate time, that means when you duplicate time, you are teaching others what you know. You build systems that run without you. You create content, products, or processes that continue to create value over time, like I'm hoping this podcast does. And you can duplicate time when you invest in people. Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson call these people your super who can multiply your impact, who you have on your team, who you have in your network can multiply your impact, can build and get that future self and reach those goals even faster. So when you do these things, your growth compounds. You scale your time, your impact, and your freedom. Every time you duplicate your knowledge or empower somebody else, you multiply your impact and slow time through the distance you grow and the distance you scale. So ask yourself, how can I duplicate my time, create more leverage through systems, mentorship, or automation? And finally, let's talk about the past. Stop letting your past define you. Start letting it refine you. Use your past as a tool. Your past is not a fixed story, it's a draft. It can be rewritten, reframed, and reshaped anytime you choose. The present gives meaning to the past, not the other way around. You are constantly revisiting your story and revising it. When you learn the lessons, you turn your pain into purpose. The key here is to have the internal locus of control. You have control. You have to believe that you have the power to give new meaning to what has happened in the past. So instead of saying, this happened to me, begin to say, this happened for me, and I'm stronger because of it. And just like athletes review game film, you can review your life with curiosity, not judgment. Review your past, look back at what went well and celebrate those. And be honest about what didn't go well. And learn the lesson. Learn the lessons of what you can do better so you don't repeat the mistake or what didn't go well. Because we've all heard the line, lessons are repeated until they're learned. This is true. Life is going to keep giving you opportunities to learn the lesson until you learn it. So when you reframe the past through the lens of growth, what you can learn from it, you free yourself to move forward with purpose and clarity. So ask yourself, what lesson can I pull from this experience that will serve my future self? And remember, we can constantly go back and revisit and relearn, repull, kind of just grow from our past, learn from our past, and use it to propel you forward into your future self. You already have all the time you need. What matters is how you use it. When you operate from your goal, set bold deadlines, duplicate your time through leverage, and reframe your past for growth, you start using time as a tool, not as a limitation. The more you align your present with your future vision, the more the time slows down because you're living deeply, intentionally, and authentically. So, as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take one action this week that your future self will thank you for. Maybe it's having a hard conversation, setting a bold deadline, or finally letting go of something that no longer serves you. Remember, your future isn't waiting out there somewhere for you. It's being created right now by who you choose to be and what you decide to do in this moment. Use time as a tool and be your future self now. Thanks for listening to my book summary of Time is a Tool by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson. Have a great day.